Hi guys, so I've loaded the raster into QGIS and now I want to format it. You can see it's an elevation raster, the height, and this is how I loaded it. So first let's have a look at how we format the elevation, how it looks. So I opened the properties dialog and then go to symbology. And this kind of symbology is called single banded gray, and it's the default. So we'll start with that, but there are quite a few options. The first thing I have to define is the band. I'm using band 1 because there's only one band in this raster, but in some cases there are more than one. Some satellites even have 10 color bands. I can use each and every one of them for this high to low presentation. The range of values I'm using, the default range of values, is the whole range, meaning the height in this raster ranges between 8 meters to 2,710 meters. And it's stretched to min-max. That's the default. I can switch and have the lower altitudes be white, like so. But it's not very nice. I can change the range if I'm more interested in the higher values. So I can start at 1000 meters and I'll get better detail of the higher mountains. It's more detailed and I can stretch and clip to min-max. This way I'll only see what's in the range. And here there are some other options. Actually I never work with them, but you can change the brightness, for instance. I don't want to do it, so I'll go back to about where it was. And this is it for gray. In most cases I'll use pseudo color. And again, I select the type of rendering, the band I want to display, the range, I select the color ramp. This linear thing is, leave it as it is, and let's apply. You can see the higher ranges are blue, the lower ranges are red, which is opposite to what we're used to, so we can invert the color ramp and apply. And this is nice. It is nice, but you can see this whole range is blue. I get no information, almost no information about it. So what I can do, I can change this continuous thing to quantiles. This will make sure that the same number of points is displayed at each of these classes. And let's apply. So I have 5 classes of color. And you see, now it's more detailed because I have the same number of points for each of the classes. Of course, I can reduce that to 500 meters. Sorry, possibly I have to classify again. Yeah. Interesting. The minimum maximum doesn't work here. Okay, so anyway, now I have the same number of points at each of the colors. This was continuous, many colors, and I can use equal interval. Let's say I have 10. You can see from this image that there's a low area and high area and hardly anything between, because it's equal interval. Of course I can choose any other color ramp, whatever I want. That's it for pseudo-color, single-banded pseudo-color. I can use unique values. This means every height that has a value will come out, all of the points that are minus 2 meters will come out green, and only points that have at least one value will appear in the image. This will be a mess. As I promised you, it is a mess. And this is it for single banded. Another thing we have to look at, although this raster is not such a raster, is raster that has several bands. We can construct an image. We use one band for the red, one band for the green, and one band for the blue, and we construct an image. This is classic for RGB images that comes this way. There are two additional ways to shape the symbology. One is hillshade. Both of these options were not available until recently. You had to do some analysis to create them. This is hillshade. The hillshade, what it does, it simulates the shades when the sun is coming, in this case, from southeast to northwest. The other way around, and we will get a different hillshade, but that's just shades. That's what it does. And some I can change it by going upwards, so more sun and less shade. Possibly if I do 90 degrees I'll get no shades at all. No, some shades exist. Just last attempt. Yeah, this is from above. And the last one is contours. I trust that you know what contours are. Those are lines that represent the vertical value, in this case elevation. And you can see that the contours were formed. If I chose to have an interval of 250 meters, the number of contours will be lower, as you can see. And you can also format the contours. Let's say I want, go to this contour, I want it to be lighter, 0.1, and I apply. You can see most of the contours are less visible. The ones that are visible are these. Once every 500 meters you have another type of contour. That's the way they formatted it. Let's put this one, instead of solid line, create a dashed line just to show you. So you see it's a dashed line now. This is it for symbology of rasters in QGIS. Thank you.